Thank You, a poem in 17 parts, being the traditional Seneca Thanksgiving prayer translated by Richard Johnny John. Now so many people that are in this place, in our meeting place, it starts when two people see each other, they greet each other, now we greet each other. Now he thought, I will make the earth where some people can walk around. I have created them, now this has happened. We are walking on it. Now this time of day, we give thanks to the earth. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now he thought, there should be grass and weeds should be all over the earth. Now this has happened. Now he thought, from this, there should be some that will be used for medicine. Now it blocks the way of it. We aren't here forever. Now this time of day, we give thanks for grass and weeds. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now he thought, I will make springs where water will be coming from on this earth. There will be springs, the rivers and the lakes. He thought, there will be no trouble to find them wherever you are on this earth. Now this time of day, we give thanks for the things we name. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now he thought, there should be bushes and also the forest. He thought, the people can keep warm from it. Now a certain tree is there. He gave authority for it to be the head one in the forest. People will call it maple. There is a certain time here when water will be coming from it. He thought, the people could make use of it. Now this has happened. The water was flowing when the warm weather came to earth. Now this time of day, we give thanks for the bushes, forest, and maple. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now he thought, I will do this. He left it for us, something that should be for the people's happiness. They will be strong in body from it. He left us all this food. We scattered this all over the earth. Now we will give one thanks, that he has left us all this food to live on this earth. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now where the grass grows, the first berry that ripens will be called the short strawberry. He thought, they should give thanks among themselves and also give thanks to him for all persons that are left on this earth. Now this time of day, we give thanks for the strawberries. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now on this earth, he found out the earth was so barren. He made the animals and for them to be running around. This is for the people to enjoy. Now this has happened. We give thanks for the animals running around on this earth. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now another thing, in the air and wind, he made the fluttering of the birds there and the different sounds of the birds. This is for the people to hear. This is for them to enjoy who I made for it. Now this time of day, now give thanks for the birds that are fluttering in the air. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now he thought, at a certain place from which the air is moving around everywhere, they will breathe easily by it while walking around on this earth. Now this is happening just the way he thought it to be happening. Now this time of day, we give thanks for the air, for the place with the net on it, which is making the air move everywhere on earth. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now he thought, I will give authority to them to carry the dampness and the rain with them. They will take care of rivers also to dampen the gardens. Now this has happened. He has these servants now. He also made it so that we are relatives. The people should call them our grandparents, the thunderers. Now this time of day, we give thanks to the thunderers, for they come from the west. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now he thought, there should be a sky over their heads so they can look up at it. Now this has happened. We look up to see the sky over our heads. Now this time of day, we give thanks for the sky. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now in the sky, he created two things. They should be in the sky. They are the ones to give light, so the people should see where they are going. The people I created. Now this has happened. At this time of day, there is plenty of light. He has given authority to the one who gives light for the days to have light. Now this time of day, we give thanks to our brother the sun. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now when the sun has rested, because there is a length of time that he passes over the earth, The shadow will pass over the earth. Now he has authorized another. She will be the one to give light, so that everything will go on all right if something should happen to the families by night. Now he has given her more things to do. He has authorized her to take care of the months. She just changes from one end of the month to the other. Also, there are little ones being born. The people counted by these months. Now this time of day, we give thanks to our grandmother, the moon. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now in the sky, he thought, I will create all around her. The stars will be all over the sky. In the past, they all had names, also directions, so that nothing would go wrong wherever you were on this earth. It is still the same way that he made it. Now we will set our minds. Yes, we will give thanks for all the stars in the sky. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now, he found out on this earth all kinds of evil had come to it, from a small item even just thinking it, you were creating this evilness. Now he thought, I will come in through this person. He will be the one to tell them what I think of it. He picked out Handsome Lake. Yes, he is to tell these people what they should follow. Now this has happened. Now we hear the word of our Creator. Now this time of day, we give thanks to our big man, Handsome Lake. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now he thought, yes, I should have servants. Yes, 4 beings should be enough to protect the ones I had created. Now this is in their power. They are doing the job that he handed them. Now give thanks to the 4 beings. This is the way it should be in our minds. Now he thought, at a certain place I will stay there. All that I made will be finding its end in it. I will be living above the sky in it. All the thanks for what I made will end in it. Now this time of day, we have given our word and our thanks for it, for whatever he gave us. Now this time of day, we have given our word and our thanks for it, for whatever he gave us. Now this time of day, we will give him our thanks for it. At this time of day, this is the way it should be in our minds. A shaman climbs up the sky from the Altaic. The shaman mounts a scarecrow in the shape of a goose. Above the white sky, beyond the white clouds, above the blue sky, beyond the blue clouds, this bird climbs the sky. The shaman offers horse meat to the chief drummer. The master of the 6-knob drum, he takes a small piece, then he draws closer, he brings it to me in his hand. When I say go, he bends first at the knees. When I say scat, he takes it all, whatever I give him. The shaman fumigates 9 robes. Gifts no horse can carry, that no man can lift, and robes with triple necks to look at and to touch 3 times, to use this as a horse blanket. Sweet Prince Ulgan, you are my prince, my treasure, you are my joy. Invocation to Markut, the bird of heaven. This bird of heaven who keeps 5 shapes and powerful brass claws, the moon has copper claws, the moon's beak is made of ice, whose wings are powerful and strike the air, whose tail is power and a heavy wind. Markut, whose left wing hides the moon, whose right wing hides the sun, who never gets lost, who flies past that place, nothing tires her, who comes toward this place. In my house I listen for her singing, I wait, the game begins, falling past my right eye, landing here on my right shoulder. Markut is the mother of 5 eagles. The shaman reaches the first sky. My shadow on the landing I have climbed to, have reached this place called sky and struggled with its summit. I who stand here higher than the moon, full moon my shadow. The shaman pierces the second sky. To reach the second landing, this further level, look, the floor below us lies in ruins. At the end of the climb, praise to Prince Ulgan. 3 stairways lead to him, 3 flocks sustain him, Prince Ulgan. Blue hot hill where no hill was before, blue sky everywhere, a blue cloud turning swiftly that no one can reach, a blue sky that no one can reach, to reach it, to journey a year by water, then to bow before him 3 times, to exalt him for whom the moon's edge shines forever. Prince Ulgan, you have found use for the hoofs of our horses, you who give us flocks, who keep pain from us, sweet Prince Ulgan, for whom the stars and the sky are turning 1,000 times, turning 1,000 times over. "12 chorus songs from Tikopia. 1. O Kume, Kume of the falling rain, Kume to draw near and to ask after Kume, and one before us to draw near, to do something to enter, oh, to do something to turn to us. 2. Stand firm, my house post, and stand firm for me, my house post. Rata was dancing in front, he had followed me, oh, he had followed me here like the iron tree, he had followed me, oh. 3. And knock away the rear of the hermit crab, oh, my maleness had long been prepared, now was ready, now that you've turned on your back and sleep snoring. 4. Your pit, your cherry, is concealed and must stay hidden, must not spread your legs apart, but hide what smells there. 5. Take it and keep on scorching it, and turn it over nicely with legs apart, and call the long one penis to turn it over nicely and desire it. 6. He is like a spider, he shits and comes on as a tree trunk and shits, oh, he shits on that road all men reach for. 7. And as red as Rata, and as all this land, and its mountains. 8. Asking my wife to come here to hold up my penis and say, you are penis, like the cunt of an unmarried woman, his penis is dark. 9. The woman you found on the road, who stayed on the road, and brought the men to fulfillment, whose buttocks are black as an oven. 10. Leave me only, the lips of my throat, oh, my belly is hungry, oh, this bright red flower you carried away, and my fear you would drop it. 11. The bright red flower of that road, adorned by woman, you came walking down that road, your body glowing. 12. Your penis, penis of the hot cordylan root, your fruit dark penis that looks dark to me in front of you, and darker, like a cowrie shell for darkness. The praises of the falls, Basuto. He will live who knows how to pray, divining things alive and dead. The fall of the little creeper. Is one called rascal of the circle, is a calf that doesn't frolic, doesn't come out of the village, then it frolics and goes back to its post. The rise of the little creeper of the white clay. The little creeper of the white clay makes them kill each other. When they die, they kill each other in the chief's village. I, the white ox, die. I'm dying for the land. The creeper's calf is full of power, doesn't frolic when it comes out of the village. Then it frolics and goes back to its post. The fall of the Napjane of the hyena, of the wild beast roaming around at night, of the white hare, son of Malamamne. While you were thinking of the road from town, the question should be, what? That I should save the pity for myself, for being alone. If we were only 2 sons of a single father, one would kill, one would follow stabbing, one would take the fire with a dry plant, would move far from town, out where the fire is burning. The rise of the lamentation, of the strong man, not to pursue a man at night, who turns and hits you with a stone. The swimming of Rangoako. Rangoako is crying on account of things forgotten, a child's cradle, which isn't lost, which was sighted at the boundary of someone else's field. The swimming of the sunbird. Sunbird, secret and daring. When you take up a piece of straw and say you imitate the hammerhead, though nobody can imitate the hammerhead. Bird of those who take new clothes into deep waters, you are taking up pieces of straw, one by one. You build above pools. The little sunbird mustn't fall, but falls and goes to susu in the pool. The patient man is sitting on the drift, watching his sins pass by, and sees the river reed mocking the reed of the plain, saying, when the grass is burning, the other one laughing also, saying, when the river fills up. The swimming of the red sparrow. Red sparrow, never be a stranger. Stranger with stunted horns and open gilt. This big turd was the stranger's. Our headsman's turd is such a paltry thing. The fall or swimming of the molele. Of mothers, of give me some fat to smear myself, and fat to smear it on the road, to wait a long time not to smear if going to your husband. The smooth face of some monkey and the space in front of him, those shining stones. The fall of shaping the hammer. Some irons eating, some others in the pincers, the positions of the bushman's huts. The bushman's son, throwing his arrow, is turning his back and hits the eland in the udder. And these attract crowds and are facing each other. One died at the drift and one in the public places. Take their hoes and spades. Let's bury the witch doctors. Of the witch doctor who stopped the pig by his cleverness. The sky is eating, is whispering and eating. It roots in the straw that the asparagus may stay with its garbage. Sky of distant lands and of the hearth. Now that the sky has stopped raining, joy, joy, cries the pig, and is an animal that grows fat in fair weather. The Macedo plant of the power. Who doesn't belong to the powerful doesn't grow from the power. This is the eland and the small antelope and the beast with a mane. This eland has bewitched the eland of the shepherds, has arisen, has taken a new skin. Does the cow suck power from her calf? The woman sucks power from her child. The famous Macedo of the swimming. Swim on the deep waters, lie upon them, who have no hippos and no little things, no beast of prey biting while it moves and coiling itself in a corner. Only the little hippos were swimming. The big ones never swim here anymore. Why are the crocodiles fighting in the water? They are fighting for an old crocodile, for when he talks in the water, which says, I do not bite, I only play, will bite some other year when the mimosa and the willow tree are growing. The finding of the Donga. Of the child's fear in his bed, the fear of the hands of shepherds, of pigeons who flap their wings, returning the fear of your brother, the bat, when he runs with the cattle. The fame of the land. O mother elephant, I'm going blind. O mother elephant, I came here in secret. O mother elephant, their road was red. O mother elephant, there was blood and disorder. O mother elephant who shakes her ear. O running elephant. The fame of the creepers. This is the big creeper whose leaves have fallen. We warm ourselves at its embers. We use it again. You are light, the lamp which says, make light for us, poor people. The appearance of the orchis of the Basutos. Of the children of one clan and of one who distributes posterity, and of the white calabash for remembrance, and the distribution of meat, of sheep and of kids, of the springboks bringing hunger to our bellies. the lamp of the seers. The angry man fights with his brother-in-law. What was the good of those lamps? Seeing wonders every morning, your sins passed by and you saw them, and saw the child of a cow and of a human being, saw them, could tell them apart from the entrails. The rise of the cobra. He fell on the rock and lay down, but he got up with his luggage, got up and shook off the dust. White head? Wear ornaments. White hair as a sign, something the ancestors longed for. Fur from the head of a hare would make it. This is the last time. Offering flowers. The Aztecs had a feast which fell out in the 9th month and which they called the flowers are offered. And 2 days before the feast, when flowers were sought, all scattered over the mountains, that every flower might be found. And when these were gathered, when they had come to the flowers and arrived where they were, at dawn they strung them together, everyone strung them. And when the flowers had been threaded, then these were twisted and wound in garlands, long ones, very long, and thick, very thick. And when morning broke, the temple guardians then ministered to Huitzilopochtli. They adorned him with garlands of flowers. They placed flowers upon his head. And before him they spread, strewed and hung rows of all the various flowers, the most beautiful flowers, the threaded flowers. And flowers were offered to all the rest of the gods. They were adorned with flowers. They were girt with garlands of flowers. Flowers were placed upon their heads there in the temples. And when midday came, they all sang and danced. Quietly, calmly, evenly they danced. They kept going as they danced. I offer flowers, I sow flower seeds, I plant flowers, I assemble flowers, I pick flowers, I pick different flowers, I remove flowers, I seek flowers, I offer flowers, I arrange flowers, I thread a flower, I string flowers, I make flowers, I form them to be extending uneven rounded round bouquets of flowers. I make a flower necklace, a flower garland, a paper of flowers, a bouquet of flowers, shield, hand flowers. I thread them, I string them, I provide them with grass, I provide them with leaves, I make a pendant of them. I smell something, I smell them, I cause one to smell something, I cause him to smell. I offer flowers to one, I offer him flowers, I provide him with flowers, I provide one with flowers, I provide one with a flower necklace, I provide him with a flower necklace, I place a garland on one, I provide him a garland, I clothe one in flowers, I clothe him in flowers, I cover one with flowers, I cover him with flowers, I destroy one with flowers, I destroy him with flowers, I injure one with flowers, I injure him with flowers. I destroy one with flowers, I destroy him with flowers, I injure one with flowers, with drink, with food, with flowers, with tobacco, with capes, with gold. I beguile, I incite with flowers, with words, I beguile him, I say, I caress him with flowers, I seduce one, I extend one a lengthy discourse, I induce him with words. I provide one with flowers, I make flowers, or I give them to one that someone will observe a feast day, or I merely continue to give one flowers. I continue to place them in one's hand. I continue to offer them to one's hands, or I provide one with a necklace, or I provide one with a garland of flowers. Huicho Peyote Songs from Mexico. First Peyote Song. Huiricota, Huiricota, where the roses are born, where they flower, garlands of flowers and wind, Huiricota. At the foot of eternal mountain, roses are breathing breath of the gods, the mother's moist love, the dew, and from the peyote's heart fog emerges, blue stag emerges, rain comes down, blue stag comes down. Maize takes root, the rose lies open, and the rose sings, I am the stag, and the stag, I am the rose. And there on the earth of the gods they hear singing, the gods are singing, the mountains, the hills are singing, and the roses are singing, the song of life in Huiricota, only heard in Huiricota, eternal song of life, only there and heard in Huiricota. Song of an initiate. Climbed the blue staircase up to sky, climbed where the roses were opening, where roses were speaking, heard nothing, nothing to hear, heard silence. I climbed where the roses were singing, where the gods were waiting, blue staircase up in the sky, but heard nothing, nothing to hear, heard silence, silence. Fourth Peyote Song. Amara passed by, the sea passed by, behind it the gods passed by, like flowers the gods trailed behind the sea, from where the gods came the placenta spewed forth. Gods were born here, from the placenta gods were flowing like clouds. With the clouds the sacred place appeared, and the stag appeared in it. Then the stag became cloud, the stag became maize. Then the sea spoke to South Water Lady, spoke to North Water Lady, spoke to the sunset, spoke to the gods of Peyote country. And the blue stag rose from the sea, and Mahari, the small stag, appeared, and the arrow appeared in the sea. The gods saw it and knew it, and right next to the arrow, the face and horns of the stag, he had changed into clouds and was raining, and the bed of the gods appeared called Itari, and the gods brought the arrow to Koanil, and the face and horns of the stag. Later the gods stopped to see what was born, and tall grass was born, and from it burst a yellow tassel. The gods came near, loosening the yellow tassel. The gods became 3 yellow rays. Anointed, they would be looking like the maize land. This was the pollen of the maize. The gods said, tall grass will be the stag's cradle. And Mara Uavi, the blue stag, appeared, and in the 5 regions of the earth, blue stags were appearing. How the violin was born, a peyote account. Cedar was born among stones and rocks. Big stag made him, big brain worked him. But Cedar didn't have a soul, heavy was his heart was silent. Then to Homats, the big brain, sent Imari, the bird pure and fuckless. Imari came singing, entered the tree, and became its pith, and the tree's heart filled with music, and Cedar sang, quivered to caresses from the wind.